Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas. Every day around this time, we like to cover some digestible financial news that we can break down, a few of the headlines, share with you, and if you reply back to the video, I'll reply to all your comments as well. So let's have a little look. And we've got the Dow Jones up 0.54, the S&P up 0.1, and this was yesterday's position. Nasdaq was up 1.59, Bitcoin was up 1. And let's read our report here this morning. Hey snackers, if half your team is out today, don't be surprised. August the 24th is the most common day of the year for workers to call in sick. Did you know that? Followed by the Monday after the Super Bowl, end of summer scaries. Yesterday, the S&P 500 had its biggest daily gain since June as investors waited for earnings from Nvidia, which spiked after the chipmaker crushed expectations after the bell. Meta and Goldman doubled down on return to office mandates as third of desks sit empty. Third time's the charm. When you're not kidding around, for real this time, Meta and Goldman Sachs are wagging their fingers, telling disobedient employees that playtime's over and it's time to get back in the IRL office. Last week, Meta rolled out its new in-person time policy, which features ID badge monitoring and warnings of firing. The new metamates with remote exceptions are having their unfettered office access revoked, and Goldman just kicked off a renewed push to get workers back in the office 5 days a week. They're not done. Hello. Et2 Zoomed. Remote worker enabler Zoom told employees within 50 miles of an office to return to the office at least 2 days a week. Ouch. Amazon thinks so. It's in its RTO zeal, Amazon reportedly told some employees to relocate to keep their jobs. In response, some quit. All right. Some more just digestible news for you every morning. Pushing that return to work to the office rock up the hill with no peak in sight. Some small megacorps are all in on office-like buildings aren't exactly bustling. Recently, office attendance was down 50% of pre-pandemic levels in 10 major US business districts. One report found that a third of US desks worldwide sit empty all week, with another third use less than 3 hours a day. In June, ZipRecruiter's chief economist called WFH a permanent shift. The takeaway from this news. Okay, let's have a look. The takeaway. Welcome to the two morals. Big business is bifurcating on return to the office, with the hikes of Amazon and Meta mandating butts in seats, and others like Altazian, Airbnb, Dropbox, GitLab, and Okta saying they're remote first or office optional. The future may not be entirely remote or 100% in the office, but split between companies embracing one or the other. For your information, companies offering remote and hybrid work have been hiring at twice the rate of those with full-time in-office requirements. Some more news, some crispy news. Popeye spreads its wings in China as US chains cash in on the country's fast food craze. Spicy chicken in Shanghai. Popeyes is cooking up a comeback in China after mysteriously closing all 9 of its locations there in April. The fried chicken franchise plans to open 1.7 thousand stores in China in the next decade, with 10 openings in the next quarter. For your information, Popeye is owned by Restaurant Brands International, owner of Burger King and Tim Horton in the US, but operates under Tim's China in China. Okay, sweet heat. While Popeye plans to offer its iconic spicy chicken and popcorn shrimp, it'll also serve more localized dishes like sweet chili chicken and pomelo milkshakes. Sounds great. Long lines. Throngs queued up for Popeye's Shanghai flagship opening last week, giving the company an opening day record for orders. Slow times fast food. China is struggling to bounce back from its strict pandemic policies, but consumers haven't stopped splurging on fast food thanks for viral menu favorites and Gen Z's love of all things fried. Don't we love a fried fish and chips? China's fast food market has surged 70% since 2017. Now US chains are doubling down. Subway plans to open 3,000 plus new shops in China to expand its foot-long footprint by 7 times over the next 20 years. McDonald's is opening 900 locations in China this year, while Starbucks aims to have 9,000 shops in its second largest market by 2025. What is the takeaway on this information? Recoveries can be lopsided. Lots of US companies have reported taking a hit from China's underwhelming recovery, most recently construction giant Caterpillar and cosmetics titan Estee Lauder. We all love a bit of that. But restaurants and hotels are telling a different story. In Shanghai, spending on hotels and dining out soared 42% to 2.6 billion in the first half of the year, boosting results for companies like Marriott and Starbucks. Unpacked. Snacks Unpacked, Hollywood Studios' latest WGA offer drops as reality TV grows restless. After nearly 4 months of the writers' strike, Hollywood Studios and streamers released details of their revised contract proposal for the 11.5 thousand member union yesterday, but the WGA was unimpressed. Some deets. Writers would receive a 13% pay bump over 3 years, access to streaming viewership data, and some protections reference AI-generated material. Union leadership said the offer was filled with loopholes and had omissions, and it urged writers to keep picketing. The Guild said a follow-up face-to-face with executives like Disney's Bob Iger, Warner Brothers Discovery's David Zaslav, and Netflix Ted Sarandos was less a meeting than a lecture intended to get the union to cave. Reality setting in as the content crunch from striking writers and actors begins to hit studio earnings. A new group is looking to join the movement. Reality TV cast and crews unscripted today has historically been a load bearer for studios during strikes, as it is largely no reunion. SAG-AFTRA, the performers union, said this month that it is working toward protections for reality entertainers too and exploitive practices in the industry. A former cast member sued Netflix Love is Blind, alleging that brutal set conditions and pay amounting to about $7 an hour. Real Housewives star Bethany Frankel recently said, "I got paid $7,250 for my last season of reality TV, and people are still watching those episodes." In reality, stars revolt. Studios will be facing an even bigger content nightmare. What else are we snacking? Just to wrap up our daily snacks for the day, we have Chipper. Nvidia lifted its guidance after reporting that its quarterly sales doubled from a year earlier on red-hot demand for its AI chips. It forecasts a better than expected $16 billion in revenue for this quarter. Abercrombie and Fitch has risen from its year 2000 grave. Its Q2 revenue soared past expectations, and it's predicting sales will pop 10% this year, even as Foot Locker and Target say discretion spend is down. Fence. Mortgage demand is at a 28-year low as rates hit a 2-decade high, climbing toward 8%, while existing home sales fell last month on scary inventory. New home sales picked up. There we go. What do you think of all this information? We got a tiny bit just to wrap up. Catastrophe. The fires in Hawaii could cost the local economy up to $6 billion in property damage and business interruptions. At least 115 people died in the disaster and 800 people are still missing. President Biden has pledged federal aid, breaks Peloton. Shares fell 20% after the spin icon announced a bigger than expected quarterly loss. The pandemic favorite term pointed to a summer slowdown in hardware sales. It's vacay time, not gym time, and a 2 million bike recall. Thanks for snacking with me. I hope you enjoyed this information. I would like your thoughts below. Do you like this new feature of me bringing you a digestible a bunch of facts around the financial world? Let me know your thoughts. And finally, the snack fact of the day. Let's have a look. India just became the 4th country to land a spacecraft on the moon. Congratulations there to them. All right, so if you enjoyed this section, please leave me your thoughts below. It's a new experiment today to see if you enjoyed that part of my show. And every day we will bring you some popular information in the world of finance and breaking news like that. So if you enjoyed that part of the show, leave me your thoughts below. Click above my head and you'll find more interesting videos. And over here, you'll find interesting videos where you can win some money and also other information I think you would find interesting. Until next time, and we digest more financial facts, take care of yourselves and each other.